Okay, are we live? I think we're live. Hey! This is Lee Fuller, aka The Funnel Helper, and I am back. And today I want to talk to you about how to get past any excuses that are stopping you from doing what you have to do to grow your business. All right? How to get past any excuses that are stopping you from doing what you need to do to grow your business. Oh my goodness. So make sure, hey, like, share this post. This is going to be a good one. This is going to get you back on track. I know we're we're already in May. So this will get you back on track and show you what you need to be doing. Hello, everybody joining on. Let me see. Hello, everybody joining on. Oops. And I messed it up. I always mess it up. Cancel that page. Okay, so I am on the internet. Fine. All right, so go ahead, like, share. We're talking about how to get past your excuses. Everybody got excuses, and we're going to help you get past them today. All right, so first of all, my uncle used to say this. He used to say a lot of stuff, but this, shout out to Fred, he used to say this all the time, and it really stuck with me. He said, excuses only satisfy those who make them. I'm going to say that again. Excuses only satisfy those who make them. And what happens is your daughter's not going to buy the excuse. You know, sometimes your clients won't buy the excuse. No one buys the excuse except for you. Because sometimes you feel like, hey, the reason I didn't do it is because of XYZ. And he used to always say, excuses only satisfy those who make them. That always stuck with me. So I had to catch myself. Because I had started making excuses, right? So some of you may not realize this, but I haven't done a Facebook Live in a couple months, right? And it's because I told myself an excuse and I accepted the excuse that I had. But somebody came up to me and they said, hey, Lee, I haven't seen your Facebook Lives in a while. And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of doing this, blah, blah, blah. But in my mind, I knew that it's because I had fallen to my excuse. And I'm going to tell you what that excuse is that stopped me from doing my Facebook Lives. I'm going to tell you about that in a second. But first, let me tell you this quick story about a man that wanted to borrow a shovel, right? So the neighbor, the story goes, there's a guy and his neighbor needs to borrow his shovel. The neighbor needs to borrow a shovel. He comes up and said, hey, man, I see that you're using the shovel in your garden. Hey, can I borrow your shovel? And then the guy said, listen, this shovel was given to me by an ancient, this shovel was given to me by an ancient Indian tribal chief. And he used to do this, and this was very helpful at their burial grounds, So whenever mighty warriors used to be, this shovel was used to build their graves, and this shovel has so much sentimental value to me. There's really no way I can allow you to do it because this is such an important shovel. And the guy say, what? Hogwash. I'm gonna call I'm gonna call shenanigans. I'm calling shenanigans on that. And he's like, what? That's crazy. That's the dumbest story I've ever heard. He's like, listen, and the moral to the story was, listen, if a person doesn't want to let you use their shovel, any excuse will do, right? And my point is, if you don't want to do something, or if you don't want to give somebody something, any excuse will do. And a lot of times we've given ourselves whatever crazy harebrained story, whatever excuse your mind can create for not doing something, we won't do it because we fed ourselves some random excuse. Because whenever you want to do something, whatever excuse will do, right? So I haven't been doing Facebook Lives for some time, for a couple months. I don't know if you realize it's been a couple months. At least 2.5 months since I did a Facebook Live. Now, but let me ask you something. There's some stuff you're supposed to be doing to grow your business. There's some stuff you're supposed to be doing to expand your exposure, to grow your reach, etc. But you're not doing it. You're not doing it. Some of you may say, hey, you know what? I don't do the Facebook Lives because I don't have a background. Oh, my background is crazy. I purposely did not put up my background. Those that have seen me the last couple of weeks know I have different backgrounds and I purposely didn't put a background, right? Some people say, oh, I don't do the Facebook Lives because I don't have all the lighting or equipment or whatever. Now, I didn't do Facebook Live for 2 weeks, and if I told y'all the amount of money, the amount of stuff, video equipment that's in my office, you will punch me in the face and say you need to be doing your Facebook Lives, right? But so equipment wasn't my excuse, right? You have your excuse, but equipment wasn't my excuse. Hey, the software, I don't know how to do it. Listen, software, right? So there's no excuse why you can't. Right, exactly. Because I got another background and working on that one, Dale. Exactly. But equipment, right? You got a phone? There's no excuse you can't do a Facebook Live. Period. Right now I'm doing it on my laptop, right? But there's no excuse why you can't do a Facebook Live. Hey, I don't have a social media team and blah, blah, blah. Excuses. Like I said at the beginning, excuses only satisfy those who make them, right? And you are making excuses. You could be making excuses. So here's let me tell you how to get past an excuse. And I'm going to tell you why I'm on today. Because I had to push past my excuses. I had to say, you know what? Push, past my excuses, right? So here is why a lot of times we allow our excuses to stop us. Number one, get out your pen and paper. You know what I'm saying? Take vicarious notes. It's not vicarious notes. Take a lot of notes, like really good ones. Number one, a lot of times the reason we have the excuses is because we become self-conscious and not serve-conscious. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Del Toro. I've been hanging out with my man, learning how to say stuff, right? We can't be self-conscious. We have to be serve-conscious. And when you become serve-conscious, you say, you know what? I have a message to tell the world. I have information. I have products. I have services that can help people's lives. So it's not about whether or not I look good on camera. And these lights is hot. It's not about whether or not I have a background. It's not about whether or not my audio sounds pristine, copious notes. It's not because it's not about my background being pristine. It's about I need to serve people. There are people that need to hear your message. There are people that need to hear about your product and service. I was talking to a guy and they help fix marriages. Man, do not let lighting or equipment or anything stop you from giving that message out. My buddy Del Toro, he helps people improve their life, becomes better speakers, help them take their life to the full. I was going to say to the fullest extent. He improves their lives, allows to make people better speakers, right? He doesn't let, and we can't let our light, we can't let anything stop us. These only become real excuses when we become self-conscious and not serve-conscious. So number one, to get past excuses, don't become self-conscious, be serve-conscious. Number two, ask yourself, is there anybody else that has pushed past my excuse? So number two, has anybody else pushed past my excuse? So for instance, let's say my excuse is I don't have background or I don't have lighting. Have you seen anybody online doing a Facebook Live with a horrible background? Yes. The answer is yes. I see crazy stuff, right? I'm like, and I be looking, I know you be doing, I be doing too. I'm like, what's that behind them? What is that? What's all that craziness, right? Because we look to see, but I've seen people that don't have a good background, but they're on Facebook Live. And I'm watching them. They're in front of me because they didn't get past the excuse about their background. Have you seen people with poor lighting? I'd be like, where are they? Can they go outside into the sunlight, right? But they pushed past the lighting. They didn't allow lighting to make an excuse, right? Whether it's your accent. I'd be like, what? What's he saying? Huh? But he's the one, he or she is the one on Facebook Live, and I'm the one sitting in my chair watching. Why? Because they push past the excuse. So whatever excuse you're making, whatever excuse, hey, I don't have content. Hey, have you ever seen somebody on Facebook Live with nothing to say? No, wait, no, scratch that. That's not a good one. But my point is, take your excuse and look, is there somebody else pushing past that excuse? Because if somebody else is pushing past that excuse, then you can push past that excuse. So that excuse is no longer relevant. Excuses only satisfy those who make them. You allowed that excuse to stop you, and that other person didn't allow the excuse to stop them, and you're looking at their Facebook Lives. I'm just saying. You know, I used to say, oh man, that person's been so much further along than me, blah, blah, blah. But I realized they got past their excuses, right? That's why people progress. You get past your excuses. I mean, I'm teaching right now. I'm teaching. I hope you listen. Number 3. So number 1, become serve conscious, not self-conscious. Number 2, has anybody else pushed past this excuse? Okay, then that's not a game stopper, right? I can push past the excuse. And then the third thing, before I get out of here, is ask yourself, what would I do if I had to do it anyway? Oh, coming up on a meeting. What would I do if I had to do it anyway? Right? I learned a very important lesson. Your mind will find the answer to the right questions. Right? If you ask a better question, you'll get a better answer. So, if you ask, what could I do to get past my excuse if I had to do it anyway? Your mind will come up with a lot of answers. Right? So, not only do I teach this stuff, I do this stuff. I had to get on this Facebook Live today and tell you how to get past your excuses, right? So, here is what my excuse was, okay? I haven't done a Facebook Live in 2 months because of a small excuse. You want to know what that excuse was? There it is right there. See that right there? Right. This little sty, this little bump on my face stopped me from getting on camera for over 2 months, right? You might be like, Lee, why you had to think on your face for 2 months? Hey, don't get sidetracked, right? No, I've been putting warm compresses on it, trying to fix it. You know, one guy was like, hey, somebody got to pee on your eye. I was like, bro, it is 2019. There has to be a better solution than somebody peeing on my eye, right? So, no thank you, right? There has to be, went to the doctor. I've been taking ointment, got some cream, you know, I don't like going to the doctor. So I went, got some saline solution, just squirting in my face, all kind of stuff, right? And I said, I have to push past this excuse. I have to become serve conscious and not self-conscious, right? So then I said, hey, are there people doing Facebook Lives that aren't as suave as your boy? You know? Are people doing Facebook Lives with some type of imperfection or doing Facebook Lives without some type of... and the interesting thing is this is temporary. Like, it's going to go away. Like, there'll be a time and like, man, Lee, hey, your eye's fixed. I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, have I seen people... so, Lee, get out the way. Become serve conscious. Have I seen people doing Facebook Lives that have some type of imperfection or whatever, right? Yes. So I asked myself, if I had to do a Facebook Live, what could I do? And you know what? My mind came up with solutions. Hey, if the problem is your face, in my instance, the problem was my sty, right? That hasn't gone away for whatever reason. What could I do? And I said, you know what? I can do a couple things. I can do Facebook Lives and do screen sharing, right? I can do a Facebook Live and do kind of screen sharing. These are my notes. These are my notes. I don't want to get past the rest of them. But self-conscious, blah, blah, blah. I can do screen sharing and still do Facebook Lives. Why? Because it puts me in a smaller corner, right? So that's one way that I could push past the excuse. What's another way? Another way to push past the excuse would be to do a wider shot, right? I don't have to be, hey, this is Lee, I'm doing Facebook Live. I can just zoom out a little bit, baby. You see that? Zoom out a little bit, right? So take a wider shot. Still do your Facebook Lives. They ain't got to be all up in your face. I don't have to have the camera. Hey, everybody, I'm doing my Facebook Live. Look at my face, right? Back up a little bit. Teach the content, bro. Limit my FaceTime, right? So, the screen. Hey, this is Lee Fuller. Let me quick tell you about what's going on. And now we'll jump into a content, right? We jump into a screen share of here's how we do something on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Either way, I could push past it. I had to look for alternatives instead of excuses, right? I thought about even doing the, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know Casey Neistat, right? Years. He'd be on camera straight with the glasses. Hey, blah, blah, blah. I was about to Casey Neistat my episode today. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, there are ways to push past it. Ask yourself, if I had to do it anyway, how would I do it? And if I ask myself how I would do it if I had to do it anyway, your mind will come up with solutions, right? Hey, so one of the options was just get over it. Lee, you have a imperfection on your face, right? Now, the truth is, this hadn't stopped me from going to church. This hadn't stopped me from going to pick up my kids. This hadn't stopped me from any other activity. What's going on? This hasn't stopped me from doing any other activity. The only thing I allowed it to stop me was doing my Facebook Lives. In fact, because my podcast, Funnel Helper Radio, make sure you go subscribe to Funnel Helper Radio. I've been dropping some heat. And I'm on like day 40, right? I've got like 40 days in the can. I am so proud of myself. 40 days in the can on the podcast. You know what? I should have had the graphic to pop up on the screen. It will be there next time. Facts. But if you search on iTunes or Spotify or Google Podcasts for Funnel Helper Radio, I've been doing those consistently. Why? Because you didn't have to see my face. And I said, you know what? I have to publish content. So if I had to do it anyway, I made sure I did my podcast, right? My point is, excuses will only satisfy those who make them. Whoop, whoop, Nikisha, I see you. Oh, I can't. Now, I have been noticing somebody that has not allowed excuses to stop them from doing their podcasts and stuff. But anyway, so that's what I got for you today. Excuses only satisfy those who make them. Check this. Tico is the electric company here in Tampa. Tico doesn't care if I have a thing on my face, right? Check, better clear. The summer camp that the kids are trying to go to does not care that I got a thing on my face, right? So nobody buys into the excuses but me. And it only hurt me. So here's my point. Excuses only satisfy those who make them. So push past the excuse because no one else is going to buy your excuse. How do I push past it? Go from being self-conscious to serve-conscious. You need to help people, right? It's not about you. Help people. You'll push past your own problems. Number 2, has somebody else gone past it, right? The same thing that's stopping you. If you look past that, has somebody else already passed that? Then you can get past it too. It is not a game breaker. It's not a deal breaker. Push. And number 3, if you had to do it anyway, how would you do it? And your mind will find an answer. My name is Lee Fuller, a.k.a. The Funnel Helper, and I am back. Style and all. You know what I'm saying? I keep pointing this. Style and all. Okay. That's right. Excuses only serve you. So thank you. Let me see. Are there any comments? I got this new thing where I can see comments. Okay. All right. Like, share this campaign. Share this campaign. Also, if you, I've been busy a couple weeks as well working on some things. Bro, I've been working on some things. Stop calling. I got an appointment. Okay, this is Lee Fuller, a.k.a. The Funnel Helper, and I got to jump. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.